Hey there, this is Craig with Why Not Fix It, and today we'll be working on an iPad 9 screen replacement. As you can see, this one is pretty cracked up, so we're going to be putting on our gloves for safety. This video will be ramped up to 5 times speed in just a moment. Total repair took about an hour. Now you get to see it at a high rate of speed. So what you want to do here is use a heat plate. The heat plate slowly raises temperature and allows the adhesive to melt safely without damaging any of the components inside. Not quite ready. Let's set it back. Okay. Here I'm using an opening tool to try and lift the screen from the iPad. Once you've created enough gap, you can use a black stick to separate the screen from the iPad. On an iPad 9 in particular, you want to be careful in this area, in the bottom right side of the display, because this is where the screen actually attaches to the motherboard. There are cables here that if you tear, good luck. Right along this corner here is where the Touch ID and home button flex cable reside. So you also want to be particularly careful here. Alright, separation underneath the home button. As you can see, I'm using these blue Doritos. They're iFixit guitar picks, and essentially they're used to keep a device open once you've made separation, because the adhesive will lock again if you leave it. Extra crackage on that corner. This is why we wear our protective gloves. And be sure to brush all shards of glass from your workstation regularly. Looks like the adhesive has begun to sort of lock up again, which happens once it cools off. So we'll be placing it back onto our heat plate. Once the adhesive has been warmed up enough again, we can continue. Oftentimes with a screen this damaged, the whole screen will not come off as one piece. There will be pieces of glass and shards that are stuck to the frame. So just try to remove as much as you can in one piece. The rest can be taken care of afterwards. You want to be careful at the top up there, because that is where the front-facing camera resides. And we have it open. But as you can see, there are still pieces of glass all along the frame. Those must be removed before we can remove the LCD. At bare minimum, you want to at least get the shards of glass directly above the LCD as it is very easy to crack during removal. Okay, now you want to remove the 4 screws actually holding the LCD to the frame. Along the top left and right corners, they are hidden underneath a black piece of plastic. You can remove that with your tweezers. Here I turn it upside down just to get a little more leverage, releasing the LCD. As you can see, it is attached at the bottom. It's the top now because it's reversed. And there you go. LCD is released. Now I flip it back to make easy access of removing the digitizer, the actual glass, from the frame. Lastly, we still need to remove the home button connector, which is held on by a ZIF connector. You simply flip the lever with your tweezers, and it'll pop right out just like that. That lever is super sensitive, heads up, so be extremely careful. At this point in the recording, I had to take a break in order to take care of some other repairs, so we returned the next day to finalize. First thing we're starting to do is remove the remainders of any cracked glass, any pieces of shatter, debris, large pieces of glass. You want to make sure you remove everything. Here we're going to use a alcohol wipe to remove the remainders of adhesive. The cleaner your work, the better the new adhesive will stick to the frame. Great. Here's our new screen. Look at that. So this one actually came with a new home button, which would work, but the Touch ID would not function. You need to install the original home button in order for the Touch ID to work. So here we're going to remove the new home button included with this screen. Easy peasy. And now we're going to take the old Touch ID and home button and transfer it to the new screen. You want to be extremely careful here, because if this cable rips, it's over. Remember, this is at 5 times speed. Here it comes. Great. Look at that, a little piece of glass is still stuck to the home button. We'll remove that quickly. Great. Insert the button. Make sure you align the frame. If that's misaligned, the button will not actually click. Now let's plug our home button flex cable back into the motherboard and attach the digitizer. Make sure that's nice and flat. Great. Again, make sure you clean all glass shards and residue from the LCD. Awesome. Now let's replace our 4 screws. Oh, this one's a little sticky. There we go. Great, now all the parts are properly attached to the motherboard. We can test. Looks like a working screen to me. Now that you've verified that the parts work, we can begin to seal it. Most new screens will come with replacement adhesive already attached, so here we just need to remove the covers. You see other tech videos using glue. I'm not necessarily a fan of that, because if you need to get back into the iPad, well, you just glued it shut. Here we go. That needed to be removed along the back side in order for us to properly close the iPad. At this point, I'd like to thank you if you made it to the end of the video. I hope you learned something. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and return for more. Thank you.